The best in this sport, whether you like it or not, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today. Woo!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Georgia Players Section with Tavarres King, Knowshon, Moreno. They're getting ready. We're going a little earlier tonight because, as you can see, the fellas, they're going to cheers it up real quick over there. But TK may be going against this guy, Knowshon, tonight. Living out there in Denver, NBA Finals.
You know, we're feeling good. We're feeling good, fellas. We going to the beach tomorrow. You know, I'm going to be in that sun. I was like, God, it's an omen. Heat tonight.
Heat.
Wow.
Got the Shuttlesworth on. Threw it back. You know what I'm saying? Got the Shuttlesworth. You feel me?
Wow.
So we out here.
Absolutely.
Listen. Well, because, you know what I mean? You should have told me so I could do something on. I don't
Yeah,
you know what?
That boy, you came.
You got your Joker jersey over there?
Nah, hey, I don't have any Nuggets jerseys. That's true. So dang.
If I was going with the Nuggets jersey, I'd go with the classic Carmelo Anthony Nuggets jersey. With the baby blue, that would be the jersey I'd pick.
If I had to pick anyone, I gotta go something like AI though. I mean, Iverson, you know what I mean? I forgot Iverson.
I did forget he played for the Nuggets. You're right. I did forget that. So that's why we're going a little bit early tonight. We usually go at 8:30, going at 7:30. Got the NBA Finals. Knowshon does some radio out there in Denver, folks. He's got to be able to cover this intelligently out there. So he's got to watch that game over there. But guys, we are so thankful to have you here with us. Tim Collins, Andy Stowe, already see you in the chat. Come on in, guys. Chat it up with us. And make sure to go ahead and hit that like button right when you come in. Subscribe if you hadn't already. And you see over this shoulder, we got SEC head coaches, including the new guys.
Hong Kong game.
Venables coming in because they're going to be part of the conversation. And on this, we've got not only our host from their time at Georgia, but we've also got every person we've had on the show here. You see David Pollock, the Mr. WrestleMania himself, AJ Styles was in there with us. Michael Bennett coming up. Yeah, we've had a lot of guys in here with us, but tonight it's just going to be us three chopping it up about SEC football. We're going to talk about head coach rankings that we saw. Saturday Night Live puts out some head coach rankings, and we're going to chop those up a little bit. We also we had a little break. We didn't have a show last week. Life gets in the way sometimes, but in that week, okay, we had the SEC spring meetings, and they settled on an 8-game conference schedule instead of a 9-game when it goes to 16 teams. So we're going to talk about that. And then, guys, let's go ahead and get this, because you get out on the links a good bit. You play some golf. Some big news in the world of sports, and it really kind of transcends sports. I want to know your thoughts on the PGA Tour and LIV Golf merging out of nowhere. Okay, just like, I mean, nobody, Roy McIlroy, nobody knew this was coming. Kevin Kisner was going, our guy Kevin Kisner, the former Georgia Bulldog, was going live on Instagram, having a lot of fun with it. So what is your guys' thoughts on this PGA and LIV Tour merger? And we want to know your comments in the section too. Go ahead and throw your comments.
Yeah, throw them comments over there for sure. Man, for me, I think it was. Let's all be clear here. Money talks. And if you're talking about sports in general, you're talking about an individual sport. One where there's not a really good PA per se, NFL PA, where there's not a league office per se. So you're able to, LIV is able to go after the best of the best, and that money is long. And if we're talking about what rules, cash rules. So I think it was something that was bound to happen in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But like the way it went down is kind of wild. Like for Rory to be the face of like the face of PGA, and to kind of be going against his friends per se, and then for the PGA to just basically be like, hey, bruh, we going this way too.
I mean, they just waved the
white
flag in a hurry. A hurry.
Yeah, like that cheddar.
Yeah, who's the one that folded first, huh? Yeah, PGA for sure, I feel like. But nah, yeah, I just think about the players, man. Like the ones that turned down that bag,
that's what money. Tim Collins said. Tim Collins said, I bet the PGA players wish they had.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So imagine turning down, 50 million, 60 million, to stay over here at the PGA, and then they just merge with them. So I feel like the players should be upset. The ones that stayed and stayed loyal is like, bro, now we're merging with them, and those guys just got the bag, and they just come back like that. It's like, bro, can we get some compensation? You know what I'm saying? So maybe, hopefully, the PGA does something for the guys that stayed around. But it's just a crazy situation. But hey, at least you got the best players playing against each other back now. I love that.
Right. So our guys, Tim Collins said the same thing as Knowshon. I bet the PGA players wish they had taken the money. Probably so at this point with what happened. Andy So said, y'all know what happened. Dude got paid for sure. And Alex Page says, interesting what has been said about LIV having money, but they were losing money. Of course, this benefits LIV too because it stabilizes things for them, helps them be more accepted. But here's my whole problem with it.
TV, all that jazz.
Yeah, all the TV rights and all that's where the money's gonna help them at. But my thing is, okay, once the PGA made this more than about the sport, they went in and brought in like 9/11 families and all this kind of stuff and started taking a moral high ground on this stuff. Then just to fold and join them, that just makes it look so bad. So if there's anybody that lost out on this deal in terms of your looking like, okay, you were taking a moral stance for something and then you just folded like a cheap lawn chair, that is the PGA and Jay Monahan. And I don't see how any of those players can look at him with any kind of respect. I mean, you say what you will about the NFL. You guys were both in the NFL under Roger Goodell as a commissioner and stuff like that. But you got to say one thing, Roger Goodell, he's got certain things that he's going to stand by. And that's what the NFL, that's what the Shield is going to be standing for. That's what they're going to do. And the NFLPA has to just fight tooth and nail to get against them. I don't think that was the case with the PGA in this and Jay Monahan in this.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, bro, I mean, the NFL has so many more layers and to what they do from a front office standpoint, I think, as opposed to the PGA. And then you're dealing with 32 plus billionaires, as opposed to, a few, I guess, less than that in the PGA. So I think it's a little more feasible for LIV and that Saudi money to go get anyways.
Yeah, Knowshon, what's your kind of wrap up thoughts on this?
I don't know, man. Let's get back to playing ball now. I mean, it is what it is. Who knows where it goes from now? Of course, it's so fresh still. Players are going to be upset. Everyone's still upset. So let's just see where it goes from now.
Somebody says if Jay Monahan gets fired, he can always be the Pac-8 commissioner because Colorado, Arizona State, Utah, they're all leaving the Pac-12. They're going to the Big 12 is what the reports are out there. So that's crazy. Oh, also, Tim Collins, you wanted the Zags. Big 12's trying to bring Gonzaga in there for basketball. You watch out if that happens now. Zags get to say they're in a Power 5. There you go. There you go, Tim Collins. But on the collective bargaining front and things like that, one other piece of news I didn't even talk to you guys about yet, but it just kind of came out. The college football players are saying we're not signing off on being in this new EA Sports 2024 game because they're wanting to pay all these guys like $500 a piece for their likeness in the game or something like that. And these guys are saying, ain't happening. So y'all were in that game. Y'all were part of that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts on that? And if you guys were in the same boat now as you were in a little different circumstance back then, but if you guys were college players now, how would you feel about that?
I mean, everything's so in your face now. You're probably able to look up what a royalty check for a Madden game is for NFL players. So shit, I want the same thing. I want the same thing that they get.
So without getting too personal and those money or anything like that, I do want to know, did y'all ever get Madden royalty checks and what does one of those kind of look like if you're playing in a Madden game? Just give somebody a ballpark idea. Is it decent money or what does that look like?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty solid. I think if I can remember right, Sauce, correct me if I'm wrong. It's probably somewhere around 15K, 15 to 20, somewhere in there.
Wow,
so
that's awesome.
I mean, yeah, you got it. Yeah, I mean, a bunch of people play and buy that game for the Tom Brady's, for the Knowshon Morenos, for the Peyton Mannings. You know, them folks up in Haversham, they bought it, you know, for the kids.
yeah.
So yeah, man. So I think that's only right. Now, obviously, with them, I think their names are being put on there as well. As I think I read that for the NCAA game, which is dope. I mean, I think that was one of the best football games ever. That was fire. You can't run the option nowhere else except for NCAA, bro. Like that.
Exactly.
That game was hard. So I definitely think they need it. What you think, Sauce?
Nah, same thing. I mean, bro, we used to play that game all the time in college, bro. I would think I was ranked top 10 in that game and when it was out. So I love it, you know what I mean? And if you think about me, $500, that come on, that's a slap in the face. You think to yourself, you know, maybe if you're not even a starter, you know you're going to be on the game, you're going to be on the depth chart. You're like, bro, 500. Like, come on, but give us something, especially if we don't got those big deals like the starters are getting, you know what I mean? Break us off with something. So I love that the players got together and was like, nah, we ain't having that, you know what I mean? And shoot, like I said, bro, and you said too, TK, that game was fire. It was a good game back then.
This is a good point about, you know, Jason Kensel said there's so many more players in college football as compared to the NFL, which is true. So it's not like you get paid the same.
$500, yeah, I
like
couldn't give it to him.
You could have came at me at least like 5 G's. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you got to think the revenue, but especially because of the drought of not having that game, people are going to go nuts to buy it and be out there. So the revenue generated from it is going to be crazy. So for sure, I think there's going to be a process. Right. Listen, this weekend or this upcoming week, there's going to be NCAA people up in Washington, D.C. talking about NIL and legislation, all that kind of stuff. So we got more coming out of that. But enough of the serious matters. Okay. This is a little bit serious, but we're going to have some fun with this. Although I take some of this as a personal affront to football intelligence with what these people are putting out. Saturday down south. Okay. And Alex and Tim and Andy and Brett, all y'all, we need your thoughts on this because I'm telling you right now. Okay. I think this is egregious what these people are putting out.
Who put this out?
You have the Saturday down south put the head coach rankings for the SEC out here. Okay,
let's get into it.
Who's the Saturday down south anyway?
It's just a company out there that covers SEC football. They put a lot of articles out, all this kind of stuff. So they've got Nick Saban and Kirby Smart 1-2 right at the top. It's hard to argue. You could argue maybe Kirby's number one if you're talking about right now.
Who argued?
I said if you're talking about right now, maybe, but if you're talking about body of work, definitely Nick Saban.
This is all body of work, ain't it?
Yeah, I think in my mind it is. What is you guys' thoughts? Do you think this should be a right now ranking or should it be a body of work ranking?
We listen. We play in a what have you done for me lately game, right? So what are we talking about? Like, are we gonna live in yesteryear, or are we gonna talk about what we need to talk about right now? I definitely think that's wrong. That top one and that second one can be 100% flopped. And maybe with what transpired, maybe even Brian Kelly is in that 2 spot with what he did with LSU last year. So, hey, man, it ain't about. I mean, yeah, his legacy is amazing. Let's not say that. His legacy is amazing. But what have you done for me lately?
They're all saying right now too, but I just don't know how. I don't know how much, Knowshon, you can. I mean, are we saying, okay, what is our right now? Is it just last year or is it the last, 3-4 years? I mean,
right.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just totally throw away history.
I'm not throwing away history, bro.
I see what you're saying. I can go both ways, TK. But even if we went right now or body of work for their whole career, I mean, I think I still would keep Nick there. I mean, okay, yeah, all right, he had a down year. But come on now. I mean,
down year for Alabama standards.
I know, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like they still did their thing. So I mean, either way, if it was right now or lately, I would still keep that at the top. But yeah, what you going, Blaine?
Well, if it's right now, let me show you what I got a big problem with. Okay, what I got a big problem with is these two, and it's a combination of right now and legacy, because this man right here, Mark Stoops, is the winningest coach in the history of Kentucky football. A hard place to win. What has Josh Heupel and Lane Kiffin done other than a 10-win season? And even in those 10-win seasons, Tennessee had their best season since George W. Bush was in office, last year. And they still got their crap pushed in by Georgia and got drubbed by an awful South Carolina team. So what are we doing putting Heupel at 5? I don't agree with that. What is y'all's thoughts?
I love what you said. Like, Stoops, we talked about it probably for 2 years, just how good and solid that defense plays year in and year out. And that offense looked good under Will Levis, so we can only hope that he looks good under your guy. It looks good under your guy. But, yeah, I could see Mark Stoops being in that 4 spot for sure.
Knowshon, what do you think about Heupel and Lane Kiffin being ahead of Mark Stoops? Is that accurate? What do you think?
No, I think you can bring him up some for sure. But then it's still, I mean, it's like this is like a now and a, what have you done for me lately? Like a right now list and a legacy list. This is crazy. I'm still stuck on number 1 because I'm like,
me too. I can't with that. I've been shaking my head. I barely heard anything Blaine said about Mark Stoops.
Right, but it's like, I mean, you can argue for Nick because you just like, it's like one of those principle things where like, you got to put him up there. You feel me? Like he's still the king. You know what I mean?
That's one thing. That's one thing we got. But then we got Jimbo Fisher, who I feel is only at number 7 because he won a title with Florida State and Famous Jameis, because the tenure at Texas A&M has been absolutely awful. And if we're going off right now or over the last 5 years, it has been a just horrific failure. So why is he at 7?
Mm-hmm. Well, in that case, we know it's a legacy thing, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's like so back and forth.
But it's not just legacy. They were terrible last year.
Listen.
Yeah, but still, we talking about Jimbo, baby. And look at everyone that's underneath him.
Too high,
But who would you? All right, you bring Hugh up. All right, you bring Freeze up. But then, are you bringing Sam Pittman really from the way that, all the way up to 7?
That's my next argument. I'm putting Sam Pittman over Shane Beamer.
That's what I'm saying.
I know that.
Yeah,
I know that much
for sure.
Main reason is because Sam Pittman has to compete in the SEC West and Shane Beamer does not.
Yo,
we should have made our own list.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Can we make our own to the side right here? We gonna come back to 1 and 2. Are we set on 3 right now, Brian?
Let's write it down. All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
So it's 3 of us. So we gotta
pick up.
Yeah.
I'll just go TK here in the first, and then we'll go to the next. I'm having to write.
No, I want everybody to agree, bro.
Right, it has to be.
Everybody to agree. All right, so we'll do 2/3 of a vote. Who's number 1?
I'm keeping it at Nick because I just got to give it to him because he's the king.
I can't.
And I know you want to go Curb, so go ahead.
I'm going Curb, but
I'm going Kirby too, just because. And here's why I'm going to go Kirby. Here's why I'm going to go Kirby, because I don't think Nick has been anywhere near as successful once Kirby left, and Kirby now has taken his spot. So I'm going with Kirby at number 1.
Okay, number 2. Go ahead. So then, of course, Nick. Well, we can argue this because Brian Kelly had a great. Is this a right now? Is this? You know what I'm saying? Can we come up to an agreement with that? Is this a right now thing or is this a legacy? Can we agree to something?
I think even with right now, it took I mean, it took LSU at home with liquored up Cajuns going crazy for them to the last second to take care of Nick Saban on a down year. So I still think Nick has got Kelly.
They talk about straight up best coach. That's
so what do you
say.
think? Do you think
you got to think the body of work that Brian Kelly had at Notre Dame was awesome as well, though. So
incredible.
So we're going Nick or BK. What do you think?
I think you have to stay.
Nick.
Yeah. Even though I argued earlier, it could be Brian.
I'm gonna go Brian. I'm gonna go Kelly. So go ahead. It's on you again. I'm going Kelly.
Well, I'm going Nick. So this has got to be BK because of that. So we'll go.
Y'all ashamed of yourselves. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. This is crazy. I gotta take a picture of this. All right.
So who's number 4? I'm voting Mark Stoops. Remember, this here is Saturday down south.
Let me tell you something. It's tough for me to go against my guy Lane Kiffin.
I do love me some Lane.
Me too, man. And he does such a good job recruiting. He does such a good job being him. I think I'm gonna have to leave Lane there.
Okay.
So you vote Lane. Who do you vote, Knowshon?
I just love what Lane do. You know what I'm saying? I do love what Lane do, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you said.
Are you going Lane? Is this 2/3 majority here?
I understand that. I'm looking at Stoops. I mean, you got to think about what he's done at Kentucky, like you said. But he's been there for a minute. And Lane hasn't been at Ole Miss for that long, and he's done some great things and recruited some good players. You know what I'm saying? So
they were 7-0 last year, and then fell off a cliff.
I mean, calm down. There's a lot going on. Okay, calm down. Hey, we can say the same thing about Kentucky. They fell off the cliff late as well.
Yeah.
They had a bad year.
Look, the chat over here got me wanting to go Stoops.
They all
Alex Stoops before.
The chat got me wanting to go Stoops.
Sick.
I feel like Unc ought to get an honorary vote here because of this.
All right, what's the vote? What he said
on this.
Oh no, okay.
Go Kentucky. You can't go wrong. Go Stoops.
Okay, go Stoops.
So that means
this is hard to write. It looks like a kindergartner's writing this thing.
Listen, shout out production, man. Everybody get it.
Yeah. Production,
this is a different thing. We're bringing a little something to it.
All right. So who 5 now?
So we got Stoops. So you're either going with Heupel or Lane 5.
Give me Lane.
I don't think there's a comparison.
I'll take Lane.
I think Lane as well. So we're 2/3, TK. Sorry.
You didn't say Lane, TK?
Yeah, no, I'm with Lane. Give me Lane.
Oh, unanimous. Okay.
Josh Heupel, he looked like the Tootsie Pop owl.
Oh man.
Josh Heupel looks like the guy from Pawn Stars.
This is interesting here, guys.
Chumley.
6 is very interesting because I like what you said, Alex. I'm almost on the same page as you, but with bringing Sam Pittman up, but it's like
I can't put Sam at 6.
I mean, now, hold on, guys.
I know
Hugh Freeze has been a dude now.
Yeah, Brett Womack says don't like Freeze, but it's hard to forget that beating Ole Miss gave Georgia in 16.
Man,
and he's beat Alabama twice. He beat Nick Saban twice.
Listen, bro, Hugh Freeze is a dude. Are we talking about him?
I gotta see what he can do with them boys over there first. You feel me? Like,
but he's done it in the SEC. He did it for the last couple years at Liberty. It's not like they were bad. They won 10 games a couple years ago.
We in the big leagues now.
Listen, I'm gonna argue against I'm gonna argue against Pit Boss at 6 because listen, if we gonna be critical, bro. They had
right. Understandable. And they got some weapons too. They had some really good weapons.
KJ, they had and we've been talking about KJ like he was been gonna do something. So
so what? Give me a vote. We got to put a vote in. Who are you going with?
So wait, we didn't even talk about Josh Heupel though. I mean,
we shouldn't be.
So y'all ain't even thinking about keeping him at 6, bringing him to 6. Y'all disrespectful. Go ahead. So
who are you voting?
I don't like.
Who are you voting, DK?
So let me go. I'm going Hugh Freeze at 6, man.
All right.
Give me
going Freeze. Freeze at 6.
And you going Freeze?
I'm going Freeze too.
Yeah.
So then now the question is, do we go?
That's crazy, man.
Do we go Jimbo?
We should have our own list here because y'all crazy.
Oh, boy, on his own list now.
Right, because it icing me out.
Are we going Jimbo or Heupel?
So seven Jimbo or Hype. Bro,
y'all was just talking about Sam.
We were.
You got to get you. Listen, Heupel did it last year, and that. So I think first is okay. What have you done for me?
I'm going Heupel here.
I think Heupel fits here too. What do you think, Knowshon?
And it's crazy though. You talking about? You said lately, and what else? What were you about to say? This is
lately, and he was also successful at USC or UCF as well.
But what has Hugh Freeze done for me lately in the SEC? That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. So, but before he got in trouble for his cell phone habits, he was rocking and rolling down there at the Grove. Y'all being super disrespectful right now. But okay, I'll go Hype. Y'all crazy.
Now Jimbo, right? Everybody agree Jimbo at 8?
Why? Why not?
This is Pit Boss.
This is crazy.
Okay. If y'all think Pit Boss, I'll go Pit Boss.
Would you go? But you wanted who there? You wanted Jimbo?
You can go Sam Pittman just because I think it's not like either one of them have won a SEC West title yet, and then you got to add Jimbo has beat Alabama, and he also won a national championship at Florida State if you bring in his legacy behind it. That's why I think. But I'll put him at 9 right now because they have sucked out loud. I mean, they have been awful over there.
You sleeping on my boys out there. My boys down at 12. Y'all sleeping on them, man. I mean, I'm just saying. Because is this a lately or is this, what I'm saying? Because I'm back.
It's a combination. You got to bring in both.
I can argue 9, but okay.
What are we going?
Hold on. And I feel like Blaine is kind of trying to bully us here a little bit because I feel
I'm not. We went 2/3.
I feel like TK be having something on his mind and we ain't addressing that because I feel like
who you going at 10?
Probably Drink.
Where we at? Let me see.
Probably
you would have Beamer left. You would have Napier left. Drink, Barkley, and Arnett.
I think I would go Drink right here.
I love what them boys doing over there.
I think
Drink. And they playing for him.
So are y'all both voting Drinkwitz?
I would like to have Drink, but it's 3. Let's see. What you got, T?
I said Drink.
Okay. We drinked out.
Just for the record, just for the record, my vote there would have been Clark Lee because going 5 and 7 at Vanderbilt last year is like the equivalent of, or even better, of Shane Beamer winning 8 games at South Carolina. I mean, to win 5 games with that Vandy team and to beat Florida and beat Kentucky, that was something.
No, I get it. I can understand all this. I can understand everything you're saying.
Yeah, you could put Clark Lee at maybe 11.
You got to think about the players that, you know what I mean? Look at the season that Rocket Sanders had. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least if there's players balling, they might not be winning. They might be losing close games, but at least there's players out there balling. You know what I mean? It was a couple guys underneath Drink.
So who are we going? Are we going? We got 3 left. We got Beamer, Napier, and Arnett. I feel like this is where Beamer's got to go for me.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a 12 spot? That's a good spot for him.
Okay.
That is a good spot for him. I like how you said that, TK. That is a good spot for him. All right, 13. I feel like the only reason you can go Billy Napier here is because he's coached an SEC game and Zach Arnett has not in terms of being a head coach.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason because, I mean, obviously Florida's having a lot to deal with, so I guess I would do that. But, yeah. We'll see. But Zach Arnett, obviously, man, we talk a lot about his defense and what they were doing.
Next year, I think Zach Arnett will make this a different story because I think they're gonna do some. I don't think they're gonna be really good, but I think you're gonna see, him start to put his stamp on that because it's hard to go from an air raid and what Mike Leach was doing to a total pro style of what he's trying to do. It's going to be a big transition for those guys.
Hey. Get off my guy over there. He's seen every defense known to man. He's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right. He's gonna drop back and do his thing.
I forgot. Knowshon is high on Will Rogers as I am Devin Leary.
My guys,
I love me some Rogers, but I love it, man. I mean,
so
I
these
can't
are
wait
our
to see what he can do with this
GPS.
new offense.
These are our GPS rankings. Tim Collins, Alex, somebody, Andy, one of y'all take a picture of the screen here and tweet it out and tag us in it because we're going to have this right here. So that is our ranking.
Hashtag production too for that.
Yeah, hashtag production because that is some high quality stuff right there. I mean, that's high quality.
Exactly.
So,
the ball game. Okay, there's a couple.
To recap, the GPS, the Georgia Players Section rankings. You got Kirby, then Nick Saban, then BK, Stoops, the Lane Train, Mr. Freeze, Chumley from Tennessee, Pit Boss, Jimbo, Drink, Clark Lee, who looks like Lex Luthor or something over there, Beamer, Billy Ball down in Florida, and then Mr. Arnett. So we got it all taken care of, guys. We appreciate it. Share that on social media. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll have fun with that. So
I think ours is a little better than.
It's closer.
Was there any doubt? Was there any doubt that it would be better?
We look better than them too.
It's all good, especially with the Heat jersey on. You know what I'm saying? And Knowshon not happy with that. All right, so that was our SEC rankings. Now, guys, like we said, when we were out, there was some SEC meetings going on, and the big question was, okay, you got Texas and Oklahoma coming in 2024, and everybody's getting riled up about, okay, do we go to 9 games in the SEC, or do we go to 8 games or stay at 8 games, even though you're adding 2 more teams? Okay. And the reason people are saying that, okay, now what happens here in terms of strength of schedule and all that kind of stuff, because you're expanding the playoff to 12 teams in the same year in 2024. So guys, would you have rather seen one more SEC game for everybody to play and get rid of one of those quote unquote cupcake games? Or from a former SEC player standpoint, do you understand, hey, these coaches want to, help take care of their players a little bit by not having to play an extra SEC game? And then think about it. If you go to the SEC championship, and you played 9 in the regular season, that could put you at 10 SEC games in a year.
Yeah. I mean, obviously from like a strength of schedule standpoint, it's probably a little rougher, but then on the other side of that, you think like, hell, I want to play again. I mean, that's what you come to the SEC to do, is play against the best week in and week out. So it'd be fun for sure to play against those other teams. But from a money, we get back to that. From a money aspect, you want to help out those small schools. You want to help out those D2, D3 schools and give them that money to come play or whatnot. So I think it's needed. I think there's some optics that you have to look at from those from those side of things. But man, I think it could go either way, honestly. Like I'd love to play Oklahoma, you know what I'm saying, or Texas, and add that to our schedule.
What this says it does is it says no more divisions anymore, Knowshon. No more divisions. And what this the article that we read and read up on all this kind of stuff, it says the single standings format, so one division, will allow every school to play every other school in the league a minimum of 2 times, so a home and home in a 4-year period. So that's what that would allow you to do. So, Knowshon, I don't know. There's probably some teams, if you come to think about it, y'all never even got to go to while you were there. I mean, I don't know if any come to mind, but is there any, teams or anything that you're like, man, I wish I would have went and got to play there or something like that in the SEC? And what do you think about that aspect of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, either way, it didn't matter to me, either 8 or 9. You want to see more games, but at the same time, I mean, I like it where it's at now. It's almost one of those things where, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You feel me? It's good. We're competing. We're playing enough competition games. You know what I mean? So it's all good.
What do you think about Tim Collins' comment here,
Knowshon.
Knowshon.
Get out the kinks. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I understand that. And sometimes you need that. You know what I mean? Kind of iron out some of the kinks and get back into that football form. That's fine too. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me. I like that. You know that you'll go no more than a 4-year period to play somebody. That's interesting. I like that, and I like that as no conference now. It's like, hey, the best of the best. Who's gonna make it to the top? I do like that. I mean, I think the only game that I would have liked, place I would have liked to have played at, only one that really comes to mind, and I don't see this ever changing, is playing at Florida. Actually, you know what I mean? I think playing at Florida will be a crazy experience, and having a crowd on top of you like that, I think it would be awesome to get there. But I think that's the only one that really comes to mind to you, TK, that you would like to. I'm trying to think. We've been kind of.
It's an 8-game schedule now, but it's divided that you have to play all the East teams and all that kind of stuff. And y'all probably didn't play. I mean, did y'all play Ole Miss or LSU at their place?
Yeah, I played Ole Miss. I played Mississippi State.
At their place, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I caught a mean-ass cramp at Ole Miss, boy. I'm talking. Bro, I thought I was about to die, dog. I ain't got no body fat.
You played out there. Every time you talk about Ole Miss, it just only thing that comes to mind is me just going there and having a great old time on the Grove. I can't remember anything else. No, I never played there. Okay.
So here's the interesting thing: Florida, Georgia, LSU, Missouri, and Texas A&M were the 5 schools that could vote out of 14, because Texas and OU, they got to be at the meetings this year, but they couldn't vote. So it was a 9 versus 5 ruling on this to stay at 8 games. But Florida, Georgia, LSU, Missouri, and Texas A&M actually wanted to have 9 games. So Georgia,
they wanted a big crack at it.
This is apropos today with all that smoke coming down from Canada, that wildfire. You know, Georgia's saying we want the smoke. That's what they're saying. They're saying bring it on. We're going to play as many SEC games as you want. And Kirby Smart got up there at the podium and he said, I don't think it makes a hill of beans. I don't care. We're going to play whoever we play and bring it on. But you notice who wasn't on that list? Alabama. Alabama definitely wanted to stay at 8 games. So that's something about Nick Saban and them. I don't know. I
was wondering the same thing, CT. That boy out here pouring the spirits.
Yeah, I got this at the little, they have a little market down, on Sundays. As I go down there, grab a couple things. They always selling something. So I was like, I'll grab this. It's delicious.
So we got just a little bit before that game tips off. So we got to since we got a Heat fan here, Heat guy going with the Heat, which, by the way, I think Jimmy Butler is a huge Georgia Bulldogs fan, by the way. I've seen him rocking the Georgia gear a lot. So,
he has?
Why wouldn't Jimmy be? You know what I'm saying?
I love his game.
Listen.
I've been rooting for the Heat since the last series. And
hey, man, we ain't trying to don't be backpedaling.
I'm not backpedaling. All I'm saying, listen, I wanted the Celtics to make it through because I thought it would be a better series. I thought that the Celtics matched up better.
Jimmy,
you know what I mean?
Jimmy, you hear him?
No, I'm just saying. But, I wanted the Heat to go. But then once it got to, Game 7, I'm like, bro, all right, in this case, just give me the Celtics. I think it'd be a better matchup. But I've been rooting for the Heat to win all their games just because I love the way that Jimmy Butler plays the game, man. He brings that dog to the game. I love that. How can't you root for a guy like that? And he's dragging the team with him. Him and Adebayo, they're out there like, let's get it. So I love that it's a tight series. Everyone here in Denver couldn't wait to have the Heat. They were like, bro, give us the easy route, and we just want to chip. I'm like, bro, don't be a homer. Don't be a homer. Let's see a great series, and we're seeing it right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so game 1 went to the Nuggets, right? And then the Heat bounced back in game 2. Now you got game 3 tonight. Go ahead and tell us what you think. What do you think is going to happen? Let the people know. Game 3, who's taking it?
Oh, man, you see it for me. You see it for me, bro.
They take it tonight. They're home. This is the perfect opportunity.
Yeah. Stole one at out there. So coming back home to the sand and the beach, you know what I'm saying, and the palms and the nice wind. Yeah, I
taking
think
their talents to South Beach.
Yeah, taking their talents to South Beach. No, man, I really think, like you said, Sauce, Jimmy Butler just plays a different style of basketball to where he takes control of the game when he wants to.
And Keaton says the Nuggets.
And how he won't get, hey, cousin. I like your last name, but I don't like your pick. Yeah, bro. Jimmy B, that dude. I think the Heat tonight for sure.
I mean, it's gonna be a good game, I think. But I mean, I forget what the percentages is, but I mean, I think it's like 80-something%. Whoever wins game 3 is the one that winds up winning the whole series. So I mean, if the Heat win it, man, it's gonna be a crazy series. I mean, because it's been a lot of talk about Denver. So, but who I'm going with, all right, I'm gonna go Nuggets. I'm going Nuggets. They better win this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go Nuggets.
All right, so I don't know anything about the NBA, so I'm not even going to put in a pick. I could care less. If it's not Gonzaga basketball, I ain't watching it. So
what we put on that? A bottle of wine? I want some.
You want one of these?
Want
the toast?
Toast. What it was?
Toast? Yeah. I think they ship this thing out too if you want it.
Toast. Yeah, give me some of that right there.
Hey, and you put a little, you can put a little, hold on, man. Hold on. I can't be hyping them up. I gotta talk to them this Sunday. You know, I'm hyping them up. You know what I mean? Like they got a sponsorship or something. You know what I mean? Hold on now. But now you can put a little spark. What is it? Some tonic in it, and I think it's delicious. But this is just.
I just looked something up. Kelly Olynyk, a former Zag, used to play for the Heat. I'll go with the Heat. He's with the Jazz now, so that's what I'm gonna go with.
I mean, I love history. I love room for the underdog as well. You know what I mean? So would I be like super upset?
Get some cheese for that.
Yeah, would I be super upset?
CT, you know about the toast?
Nah, he don't know about that. He don't know about that yet. But if they did win the whole series, man, I wouldn't be upset, man. The 8 seed winning the whole thing, man, it'd be awesome to see.
So just to recap, these were our head coach rankings. Okay, we've got people sharing it on social media. This is what Saturday Down South did right here in the middle. Okay, these are their rankings. We went Kirby, Nick, PK, Stoops, Lane Train, Freeze, Heupel, Pit Boss, Jimbo, Drink, Clark Lee, Beamer, Billy Ball, and Zach Arnett. So that is our SEC rankings. It's a good list.
And you can swap a couple. It's just one. But you ain't going like from freaking 4 to 9 in hours. You know what I'm saying? Like it's right there. You might flip, 11 or 12 or something like that. But
working on some guests for next week. We got a couple guys. We got a couple guys queued up that we're working out the kinks with, trying to get them on. But we appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit that like button, share with your friends, be a friend, tell 2 friends. Okay, you be a friend, you tell 2 friends that Georgia Players section is rocking and rolling with Tavarres King, Knowshon Moreno each week. We appreciate.
Did you just turn around and have those on? What just happened? I look over to the right. To see what Tim was saying.
Hey, that's how fast we moving.
You know what I should have. You know what I should have asked you about the finals. I should have said, Knowshon, what do you think about the finals?
Wait, what?
I should have just said, Knowshon, what do you think about the finals?
Why? Because I was just going ham.
It doesn't matter what you think. That's how we got to end it right there. We got to end it right there. Oh, man, Andy. So had to pull that one out. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the super chat for cousin King down there. Give us a super chat. Appreciate you guys. No doubt. He'll get me next week.
Stop quoting him.
For Knowshon Moreno, for Tavarres King, I am Blaine Gilmer. We'll catch you guys next time on Georgia Players Section.
The best in this sport. Whether you like it or not, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today. Woo!